Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
In this video, we are going to be removing and reinstalling a fan clutch in a 2000 Nissan Pathfinder. If you need this part or other parts for your vehicle, click the link in the description and head over to 1aauto.com. All right, we're going to pop the hood right here. Pull that lever. There's a release right here. If you go to the center and to the right a little bit, right there. I'm going to grab the prop rod. Put it right there. All right, we're going to disconnect the negative terminal in the battery. Use a 10mm wrench. Loosen it up. Get a little looser. And we'll pull that up, set that aside. All right, pull these two clips over here. Here, right here. There's two clips over here. And then this one gets pulled up from down underneath. Pull up. Pull the air filter up. Use a straight blade screwdriver. Pull this hose off. Over here, I'm going to disconnect the connector right here. There's a button on the back side. Push it down. Pull the connector off. It's a connector for the mass airflow sensor. Disconnect that. Little retainer right here. Pull that off. Take this clip off here so we can move the throttle cable out of the way. We'll take this one off too. And that one there. Just push it out of the way. Next we can use a straight blade screwdriver. Loosen up the worm clamp on the throttle body. Loosen this up, pull that out of the way. I'm going to pull these hoses off using some channel lock pliers. Just pinch the clamp and then twist it back and forth. And do the same for this one. Pull this box out of the way. So I need to take this lower cover off. I have a 10mm bolt here. There may have been other bolts here. This vehicle is missing some. So let's take this one off. I'll use a 10mm socket, an extension, and a ratchet. Over here, there's a bolt. There's one right here. There may be one right there, and right here. Pull it down. Ready? Yep. All right, so this lower part of the fan shroud has to come off. I'm going to take and grab the center right here, pull it past that little nub right there. We should be able to slide this out. Up here on the fan shroud, as you can see, there's a little tab right here. Can you see it? All right. You're gonna push down on that tab, and you can pull out. That's gonna release the lower part of the fan shroud. And I'll do the same for the other side. A little tricky to get your hands up in here. Let's see. And I'll take that piece off. You can rotate it, pull it down, pull it out. These little clips right here on both sides. All right, we're gonna drain the coolant. This vehicle does not have a pepcock on the radiator, so what we're gonna do is disconnect the lower radiator hose. We're gonna have something to drain the coolant into. We'll grab it, grab this clamp with some channel lock pliers, move it to the side. And we're gonna use one of these picks, like a right angle pick. We actually sell a kit of these at 1aauto.com. You can take and get right in here, go all around the hose. That'll loosen it up. Be careful not to get it all over you. I want to take a shower in it. So once that's drained, leave that out of the way. There's a little bit of rust on this clamp up here. I'm just going to spray it with some rust penetrant before I try to take off the clamp. And you get some channel locks to hold it so it doesn't twist while I'm doing this. Just like this. Loosen this bolt up. As I loosen the bolt, it loosens up on the clamp. Pull that clamp aside. All right, I can grab the upper radiator hose, twist it a little bit, peel it off. Next we're going to take this hose off right here. There's a clamp right here. You just grab it with your fingers, pinch it, and pull that off. Then we'll pull the hose off over here. That goes to the coolant reservoir, and we'll just set that aside. Next, I'm going to take this 10mm bolt out on the fan shroud with a 10mm socket and a ratchet. And we'll take this one out as well. Pull that bolt out. Then the fan shroud should be loose. All right, so I'm just gonna pull this up over here. Once I pull that up, then I'll be able to clear this hose over here. Pull it up over there. Gently pull it out. So we take our 10mm wrench, get in here, just crack it free, crack this one free. Crack this one free. Sometimes you might have to hold the belt if it's really tight. And then this bottom one. You can use a 10mm wrench if they're still tight. When I get the last one almost out, make sure you're holding the fan so it does not fall off. You don't want it to hit the radiator because it could damage the radiator. I'll grab the fan, pull it gently, you can pull the fan out. To disconnect the fan from the fan clutch, we're going to take these 10mm bolts out. I'm going to use a 10mm socket and a ratchet and an extension. And these are pretty tight. Take those out. Take that last bolt out. You can pop that right out. This is your fan clutch. This will spin right here. What generally happens is this little spring, when it heats up from the radiator being hot, then that will lock this fan clutch, so then your fan will be spinning at full capacity. When it cools down, then this will spin freely again. Sometimes these will break in the fact that it won't lock, and sometimes these will lock and they're stuck all the time. Now we're going to reinstall this. Take your fan, line up the holes. Just like that. Push it down. We're going to take our bolts, get them all started. Take our 10mm socket and extension and ratchet, tighten them up. I'm going to install the fan next. I'm using a ratchet wrench to tighten these nuts down. You're not going to be able to get a torque wrench in here, so just do the best you can. Once we put the belts on, you can snug them up a little bit more. And so get in there with your 10mm wrench and make sure those are snug. Now we're going to put our radiator fan shroud on. Just slide this over. A little bit tight over here. Just snug it under here. Just like that. There's some pins. It lines up down here. And then same on the other side. Make sure that's in. And then we'll put the two bolts in. Take this bolt right here. And this one right here. We'll tighten these two up. with a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Same with this one. Put this hose on, the upper radiator hose. Get this clamp lined up. Down. Use a 10mm ratchet and tighten this down. Make sure that's snug. Pull this throttle cable down. Click that in place. And then this goes in over here. Like that. Take the air filter. Stick the air filter back in. We'll take the air box. It's gonna slide in under here. Yep, there we go. Click that in there. Click this in here. Click this right here. And click this one right here. I'll click this hose on here. And there's another coolant hose. This goes to your overflow. This gets clicked in over here, here, pushed on there. And then this is gonna go right here. Connect that snorkel to the throttle body and these two little breather hoses. And grab my pliers, squeeze this, and I can put that on there. And then this one can go on here. Move this clamp with my channel lock pliers. Oops. Push that on. I'll take this. I'll tighten that up right here. Tighten this up. Form clamp up with an 8mm socket and a ratchet and extension. Make sure it's all the way down. Looks good. Snug that up. This goes underneath this clip, just like that. Oh. This wire right here goes over to here. If this clip wasn't broken, it would secure right there. And then this plugs into the mass airflow sensor, right like that. All right. Now we're gonna put this lower fan shroud on. Get this lined up here. Get the top part lined up. And that'll clip in. This will clip in. And then this one should clip in. There it goes. Locked in, make sure that tab's in there. That's good. Put this lower shield back up. This shield does not have all the bolts, so you may have more than what we have here. You may have bolts there, there, and there. This one does not have those bolts. Oops, put this one here. Good. Now we're going to connect the negative post to the battery. Tighten it up with a 10mm wrench. Okay.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.